Okay guys, so today's video is all about how I closed on this property, sight unseen, out of state, and how I closed virtually. Stay tuned. I have been looking into purchasing an investment property for quite some time now. I am located in the Atlanta area. And if you know anything about the Atlanta market, it is hot and it moves fast. So when looking for a rental property, I definitely had some criterias in mind. So I did not want to go over a certain amount. In my case, it was a very small budget. It was actually a budget of $30,000. The reason why the budget was so small is because I did not want to go out and get any type of financing such as a mortgage or some type of house loan. I just did not want to do that for my first rental property. Let me tell you how I went about finding this property. So every single day, and when I say every day, I mean several times a day, I would go on to Facebook Marketplace and I would constantly just put in a certain mile radius and I was looking for houses for sale. On Facebook Marketplace, you can also do different filters. You can say you're looking for a house, a condo, an apartment. What's your price range? So every single day, maybe 2-3 times a day, first thing when I wake up, I was going onto Facebook Marketplace. So the crazy thing about this home is I had actually reached out to the person that was selling the home and he had told me that, sorry, someone had already beat me to the deal. So also with it being out of state, the house is actually located in Alabama. So it's actually 2.5 hours away from me. So I kinda started looking in other markets because the Atlanta market is one, very expensive, and two, houses have been flying off the shelf. I mean, quicker than you could sneeze, guys. Okay, so things were just flying from under me. As soon as I wrote a seller, they were saying, hey, sorry, it's gone. Hey, sorry, it's gone. And I was just getting that so much. And so it just made me decide, hey, maybe I should look outside of the Atlanta market. And don't get me wrong, it definitely scared me as a future landlord, feeling like my property would be out of state. But guys, this is what I had to tell myself. I'm no Miss Fix-It, okay? I'm not a maintenance person. So even if my rental property was down the road, 5 minutes away from me, if you call me, bring, Miss Landlord, my toilet isn't working, I can't fix it anyways. It doesn't matter if my property is 5 miles or 500 miles away. For me, I'm not fixing it. Sorry, sis. It's just not my calling in life. So that kind of encouraged me, hey, maybe I could go to a different market that I can afford and a different market that I might actually have a chance on getting a rental property with. And also, I also would encourage anyone looking for a rental property, if it's 5 miles or 500 miles, look into giving that property over to a rental management company. Usually they take roughly 10% of your rent and they do a lot for you. You keep a maintenance balance with them and they send out someone to do repairs. Anything under than $100, they don't even call to bug you about. They also vet your tenants, do rent verification, and they simply send you your check in the mail. And I think that is worth 10%. To not have any type of headaches or any type of worry. The tenant calls the property company directly. So that takes a lot off of your shoulders. And eventually my goal is to own several properties. And once that happens, little me, I wouldn't be able to keep track of all of that. So I just think with this very first property, it's best that I just go ahead and learn to go ahead and release some of that responsibility. So that was another reason why I decided that I could buy a home out of state. So back to the story. So I saw that house on Facebook Marketplace. And of course, when I reached out to the guy, he said that unfortunately it had been sold. Well, a few weeks later, he actually DM'd me and told me that the deal fell through. OMG, I about jumped for joy. So these are the pictures that I saw on Facebook Marketplace. Okay, guys, so from the pictures, you can tell, this property looks like it's in fairly good shape. So I initially offered him about $2,000 lower than the asking price. He was actually asking for $28,000. I asked to go to $25,000. I've always told myself, negotiating is key. We can kind of go back and forth. So at the end of it, we had agreed upon $26,000. And I felt like, hey, that seems pretty reasonable from what I can see from the pictures. However, I asked that the seller give me a video walkthrough. So the very next day, he called me on FaceTime, kind of gave me a quick pan of the house to the right of it and the lot to the left of it, and gave me a pretty thorough video walkthrough. And from this video walkthrough, I was very pleased. I asked questions about, how old was the HVAC unit? When was the last time there was a tenant in there? And so everything that he was saying to me checked out pretty well. Now, of course, I did some of my own research. I actually had a friend that lived in the area that was able to kind of drive by, kind of give me a look around the neighborhood, kind of gave me a rundown of things to come in the neighborhood. So that just really built my confidence that, hey, maybe I could purchase this property without seeing it in person. Because again, it's not like I'm going to be able to come there doing repairs or different things like that. The management company would handle it. My biggest concern is the roof, the AC unit, and also the plumbing. So we kind of talked about that, and I felt confident in putting in a solid deal and signing the contract for this rental property. Okay, so I put down my earnest money deposit, which was actually $1,500, and we put that in escrow at the title company. So during this time period, although my due diligence period was over, the contract was already executed, I was able to actually go up there and see it in person. I'm going to insert a clip right now so you can kind of see the home, a video of the home, and some of the repairs we're thinking about making.
Not bad, change out all the vents. See them? Everything it was too.
Definitely need a deep clean. It has a slight smell.
Carpet, need a carpet pressure to come in to do that. But after we're gonna paint, put back on the floor, we're gonna paint. Got mud on these excess wood nail holes. Gotta take them out. Pick up the nail holes. Cut the nail. Do a good new. Mud them up. I wanna do a week up here.
Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed seeing the property. And as you can see, there are some repairs that still need to be made, but I'm thinking about no more than $1,500, and that's probably even on the high end to repair this property. And overall, I think that is a very, very great deal for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath in a decent neighborhood. It's actually about 3 minutes away from an elementary school and 5 minutes away from a college. And it is 11 minutes away from downtown Alabama. All in all, after closing fees, I actually spent $800 $826 in closing fees. Not much at all. I definitely wanted to stay below $1,000 when it comes to those closing fees and closing costs. So because I'm out of town, and of course because of COVID, people have been more than lenient when it comes to closing virtually. So the title company was able to email me all of the documents that I needed to sign. Had to get it printed off. I had to sign in blue ink. I thought it was blue or black, but she said blue. Anywho's, I was able to actually write a cashier's check, and I did that just because I was being cheap. Okay, like a wire transfer with Wells Fargo is like $30, and I'm like, I just spent a lot of money. I'm poor. So yeah, I definitely took the cheap route, okay? I got a cashier's check, and I had everything notarized at my bank, so it was free. And then I got everything overnighted for $33. Yeah, it was expensive, but so the very next day at 3 o'clock, the seller actually came over to the title company, signed everything, and the deal has been closed. Woo! Benjamin Franklin Properties LLC has officially closed on their first property virtually and signed a contract with the house sight unseen. Would I encourage people to do that? Maybe so. It's COVID times, guys. We have to be lenient. We have to be creative. We have to think outside the box. And this is all about him, guys. This is all about building that generational wealth. It's all about leaving something behind, okay, guys? Because since I became a mother, only thing that's been on my mind is what can I do for my baby? How can I make his life just a little bit better than mine was? And I just want to say thank you to everyone that helped me along this journey, the seller, the wholesaler involved, God Almighty, my husband, my dad, my friends for encouraging and pushing me along, because this is going to be an investment in not only my future, but my son's future and his son's future and over and beyond. So guys, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If you would like to know just a little bit more about my real estate journey, just leave a comment below. I would love to continue to show you guys updates, how the property is going, what I end up renting for, property management companies. Just leave a comment below and tell me what you would like to know a little bit more about. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Until next time, stay beautiful, beautiful.